Hello everyone! We are now in the quarter 2 of English 10. Today, our lesson is about the language of research, campaigns, and advocacies. The objective of our lesson today is to observe and understand the common language used in the fields of research, campaigns, and advocacies. Are you experiencing stress, panic attacks, anxiety, and other mental health issues? I have here a sample poster about mental health awareness. I hope this helps us. Let me read it for you. Nightmares can be turned into dreams. Be nice to yourself. Be kind. Seek help. We are right here. This is a poster about World Mental Health Day. Now I have here questions about the poster to help us understand its contents. Number 1. What is the material about? The material is about mental health awareness. Number 2. What does it want to tell? It wants to tell to people that mental health awareness starts by taking care of oneself and seeking help. How does the poster affect you after reading its contents? I became aware that having good mental health begins with me and that the right action can bring positivity in my life. Number 4. What particular part of the material made you feel that you are part of the issue? The sentence, "Be nice to yourself," tells me that I am part of the solution. And last, number 5. When do you usually encounter the materials like the one you have just examined? I see posters, campaigns, and advocacies in social media and TV infomercials. So, these are the questions which help us understand the message of the poster. How can we make effective research, advocacy, or campaign? We will be using persuasive writing techniques for research, campaigns, and advocacies. Examples are emotive language. These are words that evoke emotions in the readers. Example, mental health issues among teenagers are growing at a dangerous rate. So the word dangerous creates a feeling in the reader that this situation or information is alarming, scary, or something to be worried about. We can use emotive language to make campaign or advocacy. Next is modal verbs. Modal verbs are verbs that indicate modalities like permission, request, ability, suggestion, or advice, like can, should, could, may, might, ought to, among others. Example, no one should feel alone. We must end the stigma. We can talk about mental health. Modal verbs I use, like should, must, and can, show modality of giving advice, which we can use in campaigns and advocacies where we give advice to help people. Next is involving the reader. To involve the reader, we can use personal pronouns like you, your, we, are to make the topic personal. Example, focus on your future instead of the past. A healthy mind starts with you. Personal pronouns help us involve readers. It sends a message that the readers can be affected of a certain issue and that they can also be part of the solution. We can also use rhetorical questions. These are questions that convince the readers to agree. Example, how many lives should we lose before we realize that mental health matters? Rhetorical questions are not meant to be answered, but provokes readers to think and convince them to agree with you. Next is using evidence or experts. The use of facts, figures, and quotes from experts can also be helpful when you are writing for research campaigns and advocacies. Example, according to UNICEF, more than 1 in 7 adolescents aged 10 to 19 is estimated to live with a diagnosed mental disorder globally. Using evidence and experts help you make your content credible since you are mentioning facts and names of experts. Next is repetition. It is repeating keywords, phrases, or ideas to appeal to the readers. Example, mind your health, but don't forget to mind your mind. You repeat certain words to create emphasis because you want that word or idea to be remembered. In this case, since we're talking about mental health, I repeated the word mind. We can also use adjectives and adverbs. These are words that can influence how the readers feel. Example, asking for help is not a weakness. Actually, it is a sign of strength. Mental illness is never fought alone. Always remember that. I use weakness, strength, and alone as adjectives, while actually, never, always are adverbs. There are so many available adjectives and adverbs to use. You can Google it. Just make sure to use the right words to help you convey your message clearly. Next is association. It is linking an idea to something that is already liked or desired by a target audience. Example, Coke equals family, or Nike equals victory. Now for mental health, we can use self-care. So we can associate mental health to self-care. Now last is bandwagon. It is a persuasion technique that makes the audience believe that everyone is doing it. So this is going with the flow or doing the popular trend. As you know, in social media, we are very familiar with the hashtag. So I think this is also a popular trend when we talk about mental health. So people post in social media hashtag self-care or hashtag mental health. You can use this technique to influence more people. So those are the language devices you can use in writing research, campaigns, or advocacies. So let us try to determine the language devices used in this poster. Tell me if it convinced or persuaded you to believe in their message. So the first language device used is emotive language, using the words nightmares and dreams. The word nightmares can evoke emotions like being scared or afraid, while dreams takes more of a positive feeling of being happy or being in a beautiful place. Next, it also made use of modal verbs like can. Can is a modal verb that shows modality of ability. It means you can do it. Next is repetition, like the word be. Be nice to yourself, be kind. So the word be was repeated twice. Repetition helps in emphasizing ideas. It also involved the readers through the use of personal pronouns like yourself and we to make the readers part of the campaign or advocacy. Say for example, be nice to yourself. We are right here. It also made use bandwagon, using the popular trend hashtag to spread information and influence them in social media. This poster used 5 language devices to persuade the audience to help in their advocacy in spreading mental health awareness. you may use more language devices as applicable. Here are sample posters I've gathered from the internet. So let us try to determine the language devices they have used. This one is about climate justice. As you can see, it made use of evidences like facts and figures. Now this one is about bullying. It made use of association, that once you help stop bullying, you can be a hero. So stop bullying was associated with becoming a hero. Next is about COVID-19 parenting. It made use of modal verbs like can to give suggestion on how parents can spend quality time with their children during pandemic. This one is about saving the earth. It made use of repetition. Save the earth, save life, save us all. So the word save was repeated 3 times to emphasize the idea that it is important to save the earth. Now this one is about healthy eating habits. Eat healthy, live long, live strong. It made use of adjectives like healthy, long, and strong. Adjectives add color to your ideas. It makes your ideas clearer. Now this one is related to mental health. So it is a rhetorical question. This question is not intended to be answered, but it has an effect to us that we need to do something to help people who are suffering. Who are we as human beings if we ignore the suffering of others? And last is also about mental health. It made use of quotes that can also provoke people to convince them to support your advocacy. When the world says give up, hope whispers, try it one more time. So those are samples of language devices that we can use in advocacy or campaign. Here are the language devices for persuasive writing that we discussed. We talk about emotive language, modal verbs, involving the reader, rhetorical question, using evidence or experts, repetition, association, adjectives and adverbs, and bandwagon. Remember, using persuasive writing techniques such as language devices can help you convince people to believe in your research, campaign, or advocacy. This is our lesson 1 for quarter 2 in English. I hope you understand the lesson. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.